Hey guys, what's up? It's been a long time since I made a video. I am so sorry for being so incredibly behind and like not active on my channel. It's not even that I'm behind. I'm a year behind. I'm literally posting vlogs from my DCP from a year ago. But no, I am just also incredibly behind in keeping up with the channel because I've just been so busy lately with this job promotion. Just a lot more time and effort put into work, a lot of early shifts, which means I go to bed early because I like my sleep. I don't do well don't do well in mornings, and it affects me even now. I try to sleep as much as I can because I don't function well in mornings. I'm not a morning person. But thank you for your patience, and I just know there's great stuff coming when it comes. I just want to make this video real quick because I just saw the stupidest Disney news in the world. As you guys know, you should know, The Lion King is my favorite Disney animated movie and my absolute favorite. Love that movie. I love the Broadway show just as much. Like, it's incredible. Julie Taymor has an amazing vision. Saw it live. It's mind-blowing. So, just saw right today that Disney has announced that they are making a live-action remake of The Lion King. You guessed it.
In all honesty, they're making a live-action remake of every single Disney movie they've ever created, every single animated movie. I think the only one we haven't heard is technically Snow White. I hear they're doing Rose Red and Snow White, which isn't technically a live-action remake because they haven't really done that story, but people are saying that it's the Snow White from Seven Dwarfs, which makes me mad because that is your heritage, Disney.
This is stupid. The news made me super mad because, as you know, I am so anti these live-action remakes for many reasons. One, I mean, the main thing is like that saying originality is dead. There are many young filmmakers out there, young aspiring filmmakers with amazing ideas, and there are incredible stories out there waiting to be told and told in animation. Instead, Disney is going on the safe route and going with franchises they've already created and just remaking them for a new audience, which is stupid. Just show the audience the old ones. There's nothing wrong with the old ones. They don't need to be remade. They're perfect the way they are. I mean, sure, maybe there's some racism in some of them, but the thing is, we can't turn a blind eye to that. Like, I'm not saying that the scene in Peter Pan and the scene in Dumbo and all the other countless Fantasia, all the other countless scenes are okay. I'm not saying those are good or racism is okay. No, racism is bad. It's not good. But we can't pretend that doesn't exist. We have to say, guys, look at this. This scene is bad because of these reasons. We can't just eliminate it because we have to show that this happened and that we shouldn't do that again. I'm just going all over the place, but basically, ugh. Live action Lion King? That makes no sense, Disney. Like, one, okay, so the guy who's directing it, they announced that they're teaming up again with the director of the Jungle Book live action remake, Jon Favreau. I can never say his last name because I think it's like French. Because of how well the Jungle Book did, they're gonna team up with him again and do a retake on The Lion King. But I'm sitting here like, that is so, like, okay, I can kind of dig it if you're doing like human versions of the characters, kind of like Julie Taymor did in the Broadway show, or like, have you ever seen the humanized versions of Simba and Nala? Check them out right here. That would be cool. I kind of would dig that. But I would go for more of an animated I would go for more of an animated movie for that. If the girl who drew that could animate a movie with those characters, dude, I would be all over that. Not because it's a remake and so it's like, of course it's fine, but just like, it's a new way of looking at it. I guess it would be a remake. But I would see it differently versus like the way Disney is doing this, they're like completely rehauling the properties. And the thing about the Jungle Book is 99.9% of the cast is CGI. There's one live action character in that whole thing. Technically, CGI movies are live action movies. I mean, if it's all CGI, it's technically a CGI animated movie, but if you have one or two or a couple or a handful or more of live action actors, it's technically a live action movie, even if it's mostly CGI. I mean, look at Life of Pi, look at Narnia. Those are full of CGI characters, but it's technically live action. It's a blend, I guess you could say. So The Jungle Book is technically a live action movie, but 1% of its characters is live action. The rest are CGI. Now, of course, before CGI created, Disney made two versions of the Jungle Book, maybe even 3, with a live action actor and trained animal actors. So the thing is with the Jungle Book is like, I don't even know how to put it, but like you only get attached to the one character because he's the only person there. It's not even a real live action movie in my honest opinion. Like technically it is, but it's not. So what are you gonna do here? You're gonna have live action lions? Doubt it. You don't do that anymore. You know, it's not the 80s and the 90s when we didn't have the CGI. So what are they gonna do? Like CGI lions and like where are the humans? Are they, like I said, they can be humanoid or human versions of the characters? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Like, I guess with the other live action remakes, it makes sense because there's people in them and one CGI character. But like, I mean like Beauty and the Beast, those are CGI animated objects. They're not animals. You know, you can't make a clock. You know, it's special effects. Maybe in like the way 80s, like back when Never Ending Story was coming out and they needed animated objects and creatures, they used special effects. But we are past that, even though I love practical special effects more than CGI special effects.
I mean, I do have a soft spot for CGI special effects because they are phenomenal. You can do so many amazing things now, but oh, that old school special effects, I gotta love it. You know, you look at it and you're like, I know it's fake, but it's so cool at the same time. Jim Henson, always gotta love him and all that stuff.
I'm just like going everywhere. I'm so sorry. I try to keep up. I'm just kind of overwhelmed with this news and I cannot believe it. The other thing, the problem with the Jungle Book was that it was so visually stunning. I will give you that. Like watching it on the big screen, I was like, wow. Like every single plant has like, cause that was all CGI too. Like literally it was just that kid walking around the green screen. Green screen logs and green screen trees, like everything was CGI. That's incredible. The fact that computers and people can do that nowadays is fantastic. We could never do that back then. But at the same time, if all you're going for is the visual, which is what they did, the plot is meh. It's not the plot from the original. They tried to go with the book, but it gets kind of fumbled in the way. Like halfway through you're like, wait, is this the movie that I know or is this not the movie that I know? Oh, okay, it's the book maybe? But most people don't even know there's a book. Have you read the book? I mean, let's give a generic poll. Like, let's get a general public poll. Have you read the book? Probably not. I have skimmed it because it was kind of boring. I don't know. I should try it again. All right, I'm gonna try it again, I promise you. If you guys read the book, I'll read the book too, okay? So, you know, they lost the plot. It wasn't super strong, and like the ties to the animated movie were not super strong either. I mean, there was like the awkwardness of Baloo kind of being like the animated character, but totally different, and like the random bare necessities. And then King Louie just did not work, in my opinion. Like, you know, I love,
what is his name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Christopher Waltz, right? Christopher Waltz. That's what it is, right? I get the two mixed up. Hold on, I'm gonna quick Google this.
Christopher Walken, thank you. I love him. He can be a very good actor, but he just was not working with King Louie. And they tried to put the song in, but it was just so awkward. So, like, the visuals were stunning, of course. And I think The Lion King could be visually stunning too if this is their plan. But you can't make these movies all about visually stunning. They have to have a good plot. And here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. I think there are so many awesome stories waiting over there in the African culture. And other cultures too. I mean, I cannot ever remember how to say his name, but the one about the little spider guy who's super sneaky, he's like basically the fox. You know, like we have the sly fox here, he's like the sly spider there.
Santi? I can never remember how to say his name and I feel bad trying.
He would be amazing. Like, if you make an anime movie about that, Disney, you could do CGI. I don't care. Because obviously you're not doing like hand-drawn anymore. Like, clearly that is out of the picture. But just don't do The Lion King. Do something that you haven't looked at. And Moana. Let's talk about her. She's gonna blow the box office out. I'm predicting it now. I mean, Frozen did, but Moana's gonna do even more. Look at it. It's amazingly beautifully stunning. Visually. I'm a little biased because I love the color blue, which is widely featured in that movie because it's the sea. And I love tropical, coastal stuff, so I'm already in love with it. But like, she's a strong female character. Maui is really funny. He's the good comedy relief that we need, and it looks like a really good plot. It's about a girl who's a hero who, you know, doesn't need a man, and
she just goes and does heroism stuff, heroic things. I can't talk. I worked early morning today. Can you tell?
It's gonna blow the box office apart. Even Lin-Manuel Miranda being part of the songwriting team is like enough to blow it apart. Like after the success of Hamilton, that is just gonna knock Moana out of the box office. The thing is, that is completely original. It's completely new. I mean, I think it's based on a folklore, like Maui's based on folklore, obviously. So it's not like completely original, but it's something Disney hasn't done before. Those are good things. Those are the stories we need. There are so many stories around the world in other cultures, in cultures that we've already tapped into, but there's other stories there that we haven't looked at, that Disney hasn't even considered. Why? Because it's safer to make these movies, I guess. I don't know why. It's stupid.
It's stupid.
And the thing is, Walt Disney never, ever remade things. Ever. I mean, I have a book, and there's a quote at the very end. He says, "I hate to repeat myself, so I won't make sequels." Well, they're not taking that very seriously these days, are they? Because that's almost all they've ever done. They've made a ton of straight-to-DVD sequels, and now they're doing these live-action remakes. Walt Disney would not be okay with this. I'm not saying he would be okay with CGI. I'm not saying he would be okay with, like, visually stunning things that we can do now. Or the new way we're treating characters, you know? Prince and the females being strong and independent. Or, like, maybe love doesn't come from a guy and a girl. Maybe it's two sisters, or you never know what's gonna happen with Elsa and this whole girlfriend business. Walt Disney would not be okay with these live-action remakes because they're remaking something that he already put so much effort into. And that's the thing too, is a lot of these movies, obviously Beauty and the Beast and Mulan and other ones came out after Walt Disney was long gone, but you know, The Jungle Book was the last one Walt Disney ever touched. Like, ever. He died either before it came out or right after, but he died, you know, while after it had finished production. It was the last movie he oversaw. For Disney to say that movie's not good enough for me to remake it is kind of a diss on Disney. That was kind of funny, guys. Can you think that was funny? Please, tell me that was funny. I think that was funny. Also, but I'm really tired, so a lot of things are funny right now. I don't know. I just think that's a kind of a diss on Disney. And like I said, especially if you are doing a live-action remake of Snow White. Now, I haven't actually heard that it's going to be Snow White, and I can't remember if that Snow White Rose Red thing is actually true. I feel like I heard it a long time ago, and I haven't seen it since. But that's like totally going against your head. I mean, that movie started Disney. That movie was the reason Disney is okay right now. You know, I mean, obviously there were other movies along the way that helped it keep financially stable, but that movie made Disney. Don't do that to your heritage. Sleeping Beauty was personally loved by Disney. Mary Poppins, can we talk about that one? That's one of Disney's favorites. It has one of his favorite songs in it. And he personally had a huge connection to it, and which you can see in Say Mr. Banks. And so to do that again, I mean, it's technically a sequel, but it's basically the same plot. I mean, just look at it, guys. Honestly, I don't even have to tell you. Just look at the description of the plot for the second one, for the remake, and you'll be like, oh my god, it's the same movie, because that's what it is. Oh, and I have so many thoughts going on in my head. Basically, how the heck are they gonna do this live-action Lion King? It makes no sense to me, and I know it's real because it was on the Walt Disney Company webpage. It was like a press release from them. It's a dumb idea because one is saying originality is dead and that there's no other stories in the world we can look at. I mean, there are so many stories out there, and they're just not even trying to look. I think that's like the two main points that I was trying to make. There's a couple other ones that I made throughout. I need to like write out like a rant and just tell you guys, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of a rant. I just kind of like to rant, you know, I don't like to say what I'm scripted.
Anyway,
Let me know what you guys think of this live-action remake of The Lion King. What you think of live-action remakes in general done by Disney. I mean, we talk about in the whole cinema Hollywood thing, but I'm really just talking about Disney here. Let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Stay magical. Try not to hit the camera while you're doing all this, because I think I did a couple times. And I'll see you guys next time.